ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
नत्वा श्री भारती तीर्थ विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
धीमहे पञ्चदशीं कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
अधीमहे पंचदशी कैवल्यपदसिद्धये।
We'll have a quick recap of what we have seen. Since we have every fortnight only one class, therefore the subject, the topic what we were discussing, maybe you would have forgotten, so we will have a recap. And from the next week onwards, we will have class every week, Panchadasi. Not every fortnight. Every Thursday we will have. And Mundaka Upanishad, the Katha Upanishad is going to be over, so we will have it on Tuesday. Now, Panchadashi begin with the Guru Namaskara, Pratana Shloka. Let us chant. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padambujanmane.
नमः श्री शंकरानंद गुरुपादांबुजन्मने
सविलास महामोह ग्राह ग्रासैक कर्मणे
अविलास महाग्राहग्रासैक कर्मणे.
Through the first shloka of the text, the author offered namaskara to his Guru Shankarananda. That the second shloka, Tat Padam Burgat Vandra Seva Nirmala Chetasa.
तत्पादाम्बुहद्वन्द्व सेवा निर्मलचेतसाम्
सुखबोधाय तत्त्वस्य विवेकोऽयं विधीयते
सुखबोधाय तत्त्वस्य विवेकोऽयं विधीयते।
The second shloka presents the Anubandha Chatustayam. Adhikari Vishaya Sambandha Prayojanam. Nirmala Chetasam. That's Adhikari. So all these things we discussed. So Anubandha Chatustayam presented to the second shloka. Guru Namaskara and then Anubandha Chatustayam. Starting from the third shloka onwards, up to what shloka I tell you is going to come. The author presents that Sambit Eka na vidyate. Sambit Eka na vidyate. Sambit is Swayam Prabha. Sambit Eka, that's that consciousness, which is one consciousness. Eka Sambit. There are no many consciousness. Consciousness which is one, and that is unbroken consciousness. Unbroken means what? It is there in the Jagrata Avastha. It is there in the Sushupti Avastha. Swapna Avastha also. On all the Avastha, it is there. It is there today. It is there in the morning. It is there in the afternoon. It is there in the evening. It is there in the night. It will be there tomorrow. It will be there day after tomorrow. It will be there next week. It will be there the whole month, next year, the whole life, after life. After the fall of the body also it continues. The whole kalpa, it continues. It means it is never gets broken. One unbroken consciousness, Sambhita, that is Sat. Sat, Lakshanam of Brahma, Sat, Atma, Sadatma. And that is Chit, Swayam Prabha, Sat, Chit. The Sambhita is Sat, Chit. And it is Anandarupaha. Sambhita is nothing but another name for Atma. That Atma is Paramanandaha. It is Parapremaspadam. That Atma. So Sat Chit Atma. So Shruti Mata Tarkena, this Sambhita is Eka na vidyate Swayam Prabha. It is presented, and that Sambhita is Paramanandaha Parapremaspadam. With the Shruti support, the author he presented that. So therefore, this starting from this shloka, third shloka up to the 10th shloka, Satchit Ananda Atma, it is presented. So chant. Shabdasparshadayo vedya.
शब्दस्पर्शादयो
Vedya.
वेद्याः
Vaichitya jagare pratak.
वैचित्र्या जागरे पृथक्
Tato vibhakta tat sambit.
ततो विभक्ता तत्संवित्
Aikarupyan na vidyate.
ऐकरूप्यान्न विद्यते
तथा स्वप्ने त्रवेद्यं तु
तथा स्वप्ने प्रवेद्यं तु
स्थिरं जागरे स्थिरम्
न स्थिरं जागरे स्थिरम्
तद्भेदोस्तयोः संवित्
तद्भेदोस्तयोः संवित्
रूपा न विद्यते
एकरूपा न भिद्यते
सुप्तोत्थितस्य सौषुप्त तमो बोधो भवेत् स्मृतिः
सुप्तोत्थितस्य सौषुप्ततमो बोधो भवेत् स्मृतिः
सा चावबुद्धविषया वबुद्धं तत्तदात्तमः
सा चावबुद्धविषया वबुद्धं तत्तदा तमः
सबोधो विषयात् भिन्नः
सबोधो
विषयाद् भिन्नः
अबोधा स्वप्नबोधवत्
न
न
बोधात्
बोधात्
न बोधवत्
स्वप्नबोधैवत्
एवं स्थानत्रयेऽप्येका
एवं
एवं
स्थानत्रयेऽप्येका
तद्वद्दिनान्तरे
संविद्दिनान्तरे
आसाब्दयुगकल्पेषु
मासाब्दयुगकल्पेषु
मासाब्दयुगकल्पेषु
कृतागम्येष्वनेकथा
गतागम्येष्वनेकधा
नोदेति नास्तमेत्येका
नोदेति
नोदेति
नास्त्येका
नास्तमेत्येका
संविदेशा स्वयं प्रभा
संविदेशा
संविदेशा स्वयं प्रभा
यमात्मा परानन्दः
यमात्मा परानन्दः
परानन्दः
प्रेमास्पदं यतः
परप्रेमास्पदं
परब्रह्मास्पदं
यतः
यतः
आनभुवं हि भूयासम्
मानभुवं हि
भूयासम्
भूयासम्
इति प्रेमात्मनीक्ष्यते
इति
इति
प्रेमात्मनीक्ष्यते
प्रेमात्मनीक्ष्यते
How do you know this? Samvita is parapremaspadam. Etu is mana abhuvam. Nobody wants to be not there. Nobody wants to die. So it means it is therefore it must be the object of love. Therefore that is hetu mana abhuvam. Tat premahatmartaman yatra
तत्प्रेमात्मन्यत्र
naiva manyartamatmani.
नैव मन्यात्मनि
मन्यात्मनि
Atastat paramam yena
अतस्तत्परमं येन
परमानन्दतात्मनः
परमानन्दतात्मनः
आनन्दतात्मनः
चित्तं सच्चित्परानन्दः
इत्थं
इत्थं
सच्चित्परानन्दः
सच्चित्परानन्दः
आत्मा युक्त्या तथाविधम्
आत्मा युक्त्या तथाविदम्
परं ब्रह्मतयोश्चैक्यम्
परं
परं ब्रह्मतयोश्चैक्यम्
श्रुत्यन्तेषूपदिश्यते
श्रुत्यं तेषु
श्रुत्यन्तेषोपदिश्यते
उपदिश्यते
This Atma is Achit Paranandaha, that is Brahma. It is Sutishu, Vedeshu, Upadishyate, Vedanteshu, Upanishadsu, Upadishyate. So up to this, Sambhita Ekarupa Nadidyate Swayam Prabha, it is Parapremaspadha, it is presented. This Sambhita is known or unknown, that you cannot tell. If it is known, then why Vishesh Praha is there? If it is not known, how can be Parapremaspada? How can be the object of one's love? If a thing is not known, how can it become your object of anything? And here, love. Therefore, we cannot say it is known, we cannot say it is not known. Categorically, we cannot say. So, therefore, it is clear that there is some obstacle in knowing this completely. And the author presented an example that in the Veda Patashala, the Devadatta chanting is not clearly, distinctly heard by his father. Why? Because there are chorus. That is Pratibandha. Pratibandha asti bhati iti vyavahara varstani. We are going to see that. Just chant. So, therefore, Pratibandha is there. Therefore, it is because of that not able to know clearly. So, that is the topic from 11th shloka up to the 14th one. Abhanena param prema
अभानेन परं प्रेम
Anena vishaye spratha
भानेन
भानेन
विषये
विषये
स्पृहा
स्पृहा
अतो भानेऽप्यभातासौ
अतो
अतो
भानेऽप्यभासो
भानेऽप्यभासो
परमानन्ददात्मनः
परमानन्दतात्मनः
अद्येत्रवर्गमध्यस्थपुत्राध्ययनशब्दवत्
अद्येतृवर्गमध्यस्तपुत्राव्ययशब्दवत्
भानेऽप्यभानं भानस्य
भानेऽप्यभानं भानस्य
भानस्य
प्रतिबन्धेन युज्यते
प्रतिबन्धेन युज्यते
प्रतिबन्धोऽस्ति भातीति
प्रतिबन्धोऽस्ति
प्रतिबन्धोऽस्ति
भातीति
भातीति
व्यवहारार्हवस्तुनि
व्यवहारार्हवस्तुनि
निरस्य विरुद्धस्य
तन्निरस्य
तन्निरस्य
विरुद्धस्य
विरुद्धस्य
तस्योत्पादनमुच्यते
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 तस्य हेतुः समानाभिहारः पुत्रध्वनिः श्रुतौ
तस्य
तस्य
हेतुः
हेतुः
समानाभिहारः पुत्रध्वनिश्रुतौ
समानाभिहारध्वनिश्रुतो
ह्यानादिरविद्यैव
इहानादिरविद्यैव
रविद्यैव
कामोहैकनिबन्धनम्
व्यामोहैकनिबन्धनम्
So in this shloka only the author presents an important thing, that is, what is the cause for this is this pratibandha, and what is that pratibandha? This avidya. What is the cause for not knowing Atma distinctly? That is pratibandha. Sir. What is the pratibandha? Avidya. Avidya. Avidya vyamohaika nibandhanam. Vyamoha. Vyamoha is viparita jnana, viruddha jnana. That is why when jnanam comes, avidya goes away, ajnanam goes away. So viruddha, wrong understanding, wrong apprehension about Atma. So vyamohaika nibandhanam. That is what is called avidya. Avidya is the binding factor, is the vyamogaika factor, is the factor for, is responsible for the wrong apprehension of Atma. So that is the obstacle. Avidya is the obstacle. And from the next shloka onwards, which we saw, this avidya, the author is going to present. Suddenly he introduces the word prakriti. What is prakriti? Prakriti is another name for avidya. How do you say? This prakriti is sattva, rajas, tamo, gunatmika prakriti. Three gunas. It is made of three gunas. It is Chidananda Bhaya Brahma Pratibimba Samanvita. It is the consciousness reflected, the consciousness which is Chit, Satchit Ananda, which reflects in the, which manifests in the Prakriti. And the Prakriti made of three gunas. That Prakriti is of two types. That is, two types, the author says, based on the guna. In fact, we can take three types, as I told you before. That is Sattva Guna Pradhana Prakriti, Tamo Guna Pradhana Prakriti, Rajo Guna Pradhana Prakriti, iti Prakriti. And that Sattva Pradhana Prakriti is what is called Maya. That is the Upadhi for Ishvara. That Brahma Pratibimba, the Brahma, the consciousness which reflects in which manifests in the Maya Upadhi, that is called Ishvara. That Brahma which manifests in the Upadhi called Avidya, therefore Avidya is Prakriti. Maya is Prakriti. So that consciousness, Satchit Ananda Brahma, which manifests in the Avidya Upadhi, it is called Jivaha. What is the difference between the Upadhis of Jiva and Ishvara? Maya Upadhi doesn't confine Ishvara, Whereas avidya upadhi, jiva is helplessly under the sway of avidya upadhi. That is the difference. Maya, this Ishvara has total say over this upadhi, that is Maya upadhi, samashti upadhi, and the individual as the upadhi, avidya upadhi. Under the control of upadhi, this individual is. Therefore, only is ajnaha iti. And this is this Maya upadhi, that is sattva guna pradhana prakriti. That is why Ishvara is sarvajnaha, all knowledge. He is omniscient, all knowledge. Sattva stands for knowledge. And this jiva is rajas pradhana prakriti. That is avidya upadhi is rajas pradhana prakriti. And tamo guna prakriti, pradhana prakriti is this jagat. So jiva, jagat, ishvara. Three things are there. For three things, three upadhis. Jagat is rajas tamo guna pradhana prakriti. That is jagat. Sattva guna pradhana prakriti ishvara. And rajas pradhana prakriti is jivaha. Tamo guna pradhana prakriti is jagat. So jagat is not talking about here. Jagat, the author will say later after a few shlokas. Talking about only two types of prakriti: sattva guna pradhana prakriti and rajoguna pradhana prakriti. So therefore, upadhi drishtya, upadhi bhedena prakriti vida bhavati, and that is given the name Maya and avidya. Maya for Ishvara and avidya for Jiva. This is the topic from here, from the 15th shloka. So 15th shloka introduces Prakriti, and the next shloka, the name of the Upadhi is given, Maya Upadhi and Avidya Upadhi. Let us chant. Chidanandamaya Brahma Pratibimba Samanvita.
Chidanandamaya Brahma Pratibimba Samanvita.
Namo Rajas Sattva Guna. Sattva
Tamo
Guna.
Rajas
Sattva Guna. Guna you can say. Yeah, please chant. Tamo Rajas Sattva Guna.
Tamo Rajas Sattva Guna
Prakriti Dvividhascha sa.
Prakriti Vividhascha sa.
Guna only, because Prakriti is Ekavachanam. Therefore, this is Guna. Sattva Shuddhyashvi Shuddhibhyam.
Sattva Shuddhya Vishuddhibhyam
Maya Vidye Chate Mate.
Maya Vidye Chate Mate.
Maya Bimbho Vashi Kritya.
Maya Bimbo Vashikritya
Kamsya Sarvajna Ishvaraha.
Tamsyat Sarvajna Ishvaraha.
Ishvara definition is given here. Who is Ishvara? Sarvajnaha Ishvaraha Maya Bimba Vashikritya. Tam referring to this Sattva Pradhana Prakriti, that is the Upadhi. That Maya Bimba Vashikritya, Maya Bimba, that is the Brahma Pratibimba. That Maya Yaha Bimbaha Maya Bimbaha. Maya Bimbaha is Mayayam Pratibimbitaha. Mayayam Pratibimbitaha, this Chidatma, Tatma Vashikritya, what? Tam, Prakritim. This Maya Bim Pratibimbita Chidatma, Satchidananda Atma, Satchidatma, Tam Prakritim Vashikritya, Tasya Nama Eva Ishvaraha Sarvajnaha. Therefore, Maya is the Upadhi, and that is predominant in Sattva Guna. Therefore, Sattva Shuddhi. The difference is based on the dominance of Sattva. If Sattva is dominant, then the Upadhi, the Prakriti is Maya Prakriti, Maya is the Upadhi, and the Brahma Chaitanya manifest through the Maya Upadhi is called Ishvaraha Sarvajnaha. If the Prakriti, if the guna is Ashuddhi, Sattva Ashuddhi, that is Malina Sattva, they say. Malina Sattva, that is Sattva is Malinam, less. Then that Upadhi gets the name Avidya. Then the next shloka. And next shloka talks about that Malina Sattva. I think from here we have to start. From 16th shloka up to this we did, right?
Yes, Sharanji.
Have we read
From
this?
17th.
So now 17th we have to do. Okay.
Yeah.
17th we will do. So 17 onwards we will continue regularly every week. So Ishvara is defined. Who is Ishvara? Brahma, Pratibimba, Chaitanya, Bharat, and Maya Upad. Ishvara is Brahma. Ishvara is consciousness manifesting through the Samashti Upadhi called Maya. And that Upadhi is Sattva Guna Pradhana Prakriti. Prakriti, we use Upadhi, another name, Maya, all same. Prakriti, this is the idea taken from Sankhya Darshana, Prakriti and Purusha. For them, it is Dvaitam. For us, it is not. We are going to reduce even the Upadhi to Upadhi as Mithya and say it's Brahma alone. Anyway, so therefore, this Upadhi, which is translated in English as adjunct, but Upadhi itself is better. Upadhi of Ishvara is this Samashti Upadhi, that is Maya, Maya Vashikritya. That is why it's called Mayavi. Ishvara is called Mayavi. Mayavi to this Maya to Prakriti Vidya. Mayinam to Maheshwaram. This Maya is Prakriti and Mayinam, the one wheels over this Maya, is Ishvara. That's why it's Sarvajnaha. That is why it's Sarvajnaha, all-knowing, omniscient. Now, the next shloka, that is 17th shloka, is going to talk about the Avidya Upadhi and the consciousness manifesting through this Upadhi, the Prakriti, and the Prakriti is called Avidya Upadhi. It's called Jivaha. It is called Jivaha. This Jiva has got three shariram. Stula shariram, Sukshma shariram, Karana shariram. Stula shariram is this Drishyamanam shariram, Stula shariram. Karacharanadi avayava upetam shariram, Stula shariram, gross body. And Sukshma shariram, we have seen Saptadasha Kalabhihi, Vitatrishtati, Tat Sukshma shariram. What are the Saptadasha? Panchajnanendriyani, Panchakarmendriyani, Panchapranadayaha, Manascha Ekam, Buddhischa Eka, Sukshma shariram. That which is the Karanam of both the Sharira is Karana Sharira. Sharira Dvayasya Karana Matram, we saw where in Tattva Bodha, elaborately we saw. Sharira Dvayasya Karana Matram. Sharira Dvaya means this Stula Shariram and Sukshma Shariram, for that which is the Karanam, the cause, that is Karana Shariram. And that Karana Shariram is the Avidya Upadhi. Why we say Karana Shariram as Avidya Upadhi? In the Jagrata Avastha, in the waking state, the transaction happens, so you are awake. So you are doing transaction through the Stula Shariram. In the Swapnavastha, Stula Shariram is switched off, but Sukshma Shariram is active. Therefore, only in the Swapnavastha, you project your dream. You are in the dream world. You live in the dream world. Therefore, Sukshma Shariram, that is the mind, is active. Mind creates its own world. You become the Ishvara. for the prapancha you create in Swapna. And in the Sushupti Avastha, Sukshma Shariram is switched off. What is there in Sushupti Avastha? Deep sleep state. Stula Shariram cannot be. If Stula Shariram is there means it is there, not for you. You are not aware of it. If you are aware of Stula Shariram, then it is not Sushupti Avastha. If you are aware of Sukshma Shariram, then it is not Sushupti Avastha. Are you aware of Karana Shariram? That also I am not aware. But I infer after I wake up from the sleep. What do I say? Maya Sukhena Nidra Anubhuyam. Agam Kimapi na janami Sukhena Anubhuyata. Maya Nidra Sukhena Anubhuyata, you say. Agam Kimapi na janami. Nothing is known. There is complete ignorance. That ajnanam alone is presented as Karana Shariram. It is not really a Shariram, but Shariravat Ajnanam. Shariravat Avidya. Therefore, all the three Shariram, Shiryamana Subhavatvat, Tasya Nama Shariram. Why they are called Shariram? Why Avidya is called Shariram? It goes away. It's subject to destruction. When? In the wake of Jnanam. That is why it is called Shariram. As Stula Shariram, subject to Shadvikara, and it will perish. Similarly, Sukshma Shariram also gets dissolved when when the person gains jnanam at the end of this janma, goes back to the prakriti. Then Karma Shariram, Avidya is destroyed. Avidya gone means Karma Shariram how it will be. So Avidya, Ajnanam alone is presented as Karana Shariram. Karana Shariram. Shariravat bhavati ataha Karana Shariram. So Vidyaya Avidya Nashyati. Therefore, Avidya, which is Karana Shariram, it is called Karana Shariram because Shariravat Shiryamana Subhavaha. Vidyaya Nashyati. Therefore, only it is called Karana Shariram. So Avidya is Karana Shariram. That is the Upadhi. That is Upadhi. And the Chaitanyam, the consciousness manifesting to the Karana Shariram, again Tattva-bodha, we know. That is called Prajnaha. That is called Prajnaha. Chaitanya manifests through the Sukshma Shariram is called, what is the name? The name is called Taijasa. Taijasaha. And Chaitanya manifests through the Shariratrayam, all the three Shariram, to the gross body is called Vishwaha. The same thing at the Samashti level, it is called Virat at the level of Stula, Hiranyagarbha at the level of Sukshma, and Ishvara at the level of Karana Shariram, that is Maya Upadhi, that is the Shariram of Ishvara. That's why it's called Ishvara. Definition what we saw, Sarvajnaha iti. So this is what is presented here. Now let us chant the shloka. Avidya Vashagas Tvanyaha
Avidya Avashakastanyah
Tadvai Chitryadanekada
Tadvai Chitryadanekada
Sakarana Shariram Syat
Sakarana Shariram Syat
Prajnastatrabhimanavan
Prajnasatrabhimanavan
Brahma Chaitanyam, which manifests in the Rajah Pradhana Prakriti, otherwise called Avidya Upadhi, is called Jivaha. And this Jiva is Avidya Vashagaha. Avidya Vashagaha. Vashagaha means Vasham Gacchati. Vasham Gacchati iti Vashagaha. Upapada Samasa. Vasham Gacchati. Under the Vasha, under the sway, the control of Avidya. Whose Vasha? Avidya Vasha. Avidyayaha Vashagaha. Avidya Vashagaha. It's a name for Jiva. Now Jiva has got a new name, Avidya Vashakaha, the name for Jiva. Avidya Vashakaha. So Avidya is the Upadhi. So Avidya Vashakaha. And that Avidya Pratibimba Chaitanya, that is Chaitanyam, which is reflected in this Avidya Upadhi, has got Malina Sattva. It is Rajaf Pradhana, therefore Sattva is very, very less. It is there, but less. That's why Alpajnaha Jivaha. So therefore, because Sattva is less, therefore Avidya is there. Ajnanam is there. Because of the Ajnanam, therefore only he identifies with the Avidya Upadhi, and therefore Avidya Upadhi is Karna Shariram, and therefore through that body, mind, senses, Sthula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, and through that everything, therefore is subject to Janma Marana. Therefore that is called Avidya. Avidya Vasham Gacchati. Avidya Samsaraha. Therefore he gets or comes under the control of Avidya. What about Ishvara? Ishvara is Swatantraha. And Jivaha is Aswatantraha, Paratantraha. So, therefore, this Avidya Vashakaha to Anyaha. Anyaha is different from what has been told before, different from Ishvara. The previous shloka, Ishvara. So here, the Jiva is distinguished from Ishvara. Anyaha, Avidya Vashaha, Jivaha, Syat. The other one, two things are talked about, two Prakriti, Avidya Prakriti and Maya Prakriti. Maya Prakriti is over. Anyaha, the other one is Avidya Vashakaha, Jivaha Syat. And that, how many Jivas are there? Jiva means not only human beings. It includes all the beings. So, how many Jivas are there? There is Avidya Vashakaha, Jivaha. There are many. Why? Because of the difference in the degrees of this Rajas and Tama, Sattva is less. Malina Sattva Pradhana Prakriti Avidya already we have said before. Therefore, Rajas Tamo Rupa Malina Amshasya Nyuna Dikyena, because of the difference in the degrees. Therefore, Kalpita Vikarana Manekatva Jivaha, there are differences. Devaha, Tiryak, Manushyaha iti Aneka Vidaha Bhavati. There are different Jivas are there. And infinite are there. Tad Vaichitriyat. Vaichitriyat means many. Tad Vaichitriyat. Vaichitriyat means Avidya Upadhi Bhutayaha, this Jivaha, this Jiva Vaichitriyat, Anekada Bhavati. Anekada, Bhagu Prakara. This Jiva, the Jiva is not one, there are many. Not in all of them, there is the same amount of Rajas and Tamas, and also the Sattva, Malina Sattva, which is less. Consciousness being same, but the manifestation of that in Jivas differs. And among the human beings itself, it differs. That is why a person is highly spiritual, another person is highly materialistic. There is a difference in the degree of the manifestation of the consciousness in individuals. It differs. It is not same. Therefore, there are differences among the beings that nobody can deny. Equality and all fine, but here when it comes, the differences has to be appreciated. That is why we have four groups. Four groups, whether you say it or not, you classify it or not, it is there naturally. Chatur Varnyam Maya Srashtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha. Because of the difference in the guna only, the combination of this guna only, permutation combination, there are infinite number of combinations possible. Therefore, only we have this four type: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Sattva guna pradhana prakriti. Sattva is malinam, and even that malina sattva is dominant in whom? That person is called Brahmana. In him, in that person, there is higher degree of manifestation of this Chaitanya. Kshatriya, Tamo guna is dominant, backed up by Sattva. Tamas is least. That's why it's called Kshatriya. Similarly, Vaishya in that Vaishya, again Rajas is there but backed up by Tamas. Sattva is least. Shudra is one where Tamas is dominant. And that among that Shudra also, there are different degrees of Tamas. Similarly, among the Brahmanas, different degrees of Sattva. That differences are there by Chitriyat, Anekada, Bagu Prakara. That's called Vaichitriya, the meaning of the word Vaichitriya. You can get into infinite number of combination because of the difference in the degree of this Tamas, Rajas, and Sattva, which is Malina. This possibility Vaichitriyat Anekada. Anekada bhavati. Saka jivaha anekada bhavati. Jiva identifies with this avidya upadhi called Karana Shariram, that anekada. Once it identifies with Karana Shariram, then the yatra, Jiva yatra starts. That Shariram, Upadhi, with what the Jiva identifies, that Upadhi, that is called Sa Karana Shariram Sya, that is called Karana Shariram. Once, from there only, the Jiva yatra starts. Jiva begins his journey. So therefore, this avidya is Rajah Pradhana Prakriti, which is the cause for the samsara. And it is a karanam for Shariradvayam, Shariradvayasya Karanamatram, Karana Shariram. It is, as I told, it is Shariram, as it is subject to destruction. Shiryamana Sabhavatvat, Shariram. By knowledge, by jnanam, by vidyaya, this Karana Shariram, Sukshma Shariram as well as Karana Shariram is destroyed. And the one who identifies with the Karana Shariram is called Prajnaha. Why? Tatra Karana Shariram Abhimanavan. Abhimanavan means one who has got Abhimana. One who has got Abhimana in the Karana Shariram, in Avidya. Agam iti Abhimanam. The one who has Abhimanavan. That Jiva is called Prajnaha. The Jiva is called Prajnaha. Prajnaha means Prakarshena Janati. Prajnaha eva Prajnaha. But not like, he knows, not that he is completely ignorant. He is not a Jada. He is not completely ignorant. He has got knowledge, but not like Ishvara. He is Sarvajnaha. He is Alpajnaha. He is Alpajnaha. So, therefore, here you can note this Jiva Shabita has got three factors. One is Chaitanyam, Brahma Chaitanyam. Second one is this Avidya Pratibimba Chaitanyam, that is Chaitanyam which is reflected in the Avidya Upadhi. The third one is Avidya, that is Upadhi. The Jiva has these three things. The one who has these three things called Jiva. And the Jiva which is who has got Abhimana with the Karna Shariram, then he comes to being and his yatra starts, then Sukshma Shariram comes, then Sula Shariram comes. Iti. That is the meaning. So, Syat, that is a Kriya Pada. Syat. Abhimanavan Syat. Prajnaha, the meaning of the word Prajnaha is Buddhiman. It's Buddhiman. Buddhiman means the Buddhi is limited. So, what is Karna Shariram? Avidya Vashakaha. Anyaha tu, the other one related to, in relative to that Ishvara. Avidya Vashaha Jivaha Vaichitriat Anekada Bhavati. And that Avidya Upadhi, Jivasya Avidya Upadhi, that Prakriti, Sa Karana Shariram Syat, that Avidya, that Upadhi is known by the name Karana Shariram. Tatra Abhimanavan. Tatra referring to this Karana Sharire. Tatra Karana Sharire. Yasya Abhimanaha Asti. Tasya Nama Prajnaha iti. That is the meaning of the shloka. Avidyeti avidya vashakaha avidyayam pratibimbatvena stitaha tat paratantraha. Tat paratantraha, it is dependent, not sutantraha. So avidya is the upadhi, in that pratibimbitena stitaha, that which is reflected in the avidya upadhi, paratantraha, that chidatma, the consciousness which manifests in the avidya upadhi, that is not independent because it is born by this upadhi, avidya upadhi, as though. Anyaha jivaha syat, that is called jivaha. Sacha tad vaichitriyat, tasyaha avidyayaha upadibhutayaha vaichitriyat, because of the differences in the upadhi, that is sattva rajastama gunatmika, the difference in the degrees, in the degree of the presence of these gunas, vaichitriyat, avishuddhi taratamya, the degrees, difference in the degrees, taratamyat, aneka prakaraha, deva tiryagadi vedena vividaha bhavati. Thereof, the jiva are of many types based on the differences in the guna. Yata munjadi ishaka eva munjadi ishaka evam atma yuktya samudrutaha sharira tritaya dhirehi param brahma eva jayate iti uttaratra sharira tritayad vivechitasya jivasya parabrahmatvam bakshati tatra tani trini sharirani tat upadikaraha jivaha kim rupaha bhavati iti akankszayam tat sarvam kramena vyutpadayati sa karana shariram ityadina. It's going to be told what is that. He says that jiva, the trini sharirani, that is the upadhi for the jiva. So tat sarvam kramena vyutpadayati sa karana shariram. Karana shariram ityadina. Karana shariram is it's called karana shariram because it is the cause for the sharira dvayasya karana matram. But the content is the shariram is, the three sharirams are there, but three shariram is the viveki. What has to do is he has to distinctly understand atma as different from this three shariram. That is brahma eva. That is brahma eva. Therefore, a viveki, when he distinctly understands the shariram, the atma from the shariram, then he knows this, the shariram is the upadhi through which consciousness manifests, and it's all going to be told. It is vakshati, parabrahma tattvam vakshati later. Sa avidya karana shariram stula sukshma shariradi karana bhutam prakriti avastha visheshatvat karanam upacharat shiryate tattvajnanat vinashyati cha iti shariram syat. So why it is called a karana shariram is tattvajnanat vinashyati, shiryate. Shiryate, it is perished, it destroys. How? By tattvajnanat, by vidyaya. So therefore, it is prakriti avastha visheshatvat karanam upacharat. It is sharira, that it is called sharira, it is only upachara, like stula shariram, like sukshma shariram. This is also is given a name shariram. It is only upachara. It is avidya upadhi. It's a prakriti avidya upadhi, and that gets destroyed in the wake of the jnanam. Therefore, shiryamana svabhavatvat, this avidya is given the name karana shariram. Tatra karana sharire abhimanavan tadhatmya adhyasena ahamiti abhimanavan, because of adhyasa, atasmin tad buddhi, avidya, that adhyasaha, because of that, the who has got abhimana with the karana shariram, that is called jivaha, is given the name prajna. Prajna. Prajna eva pragya. Prajna is jiva is equal to prajna. Avinashi Swarupa Anubhava Rupa Yasya Saha Prajnaha Prajnaha eva Prajnaha Etan Namakaha Syat Ityartaha. The Jiva is given the name Prajnaha. Prajnaha eva Prajnaha. Prajnaha means Prajna, wisdom, knowledge. It is Chaitanyam only. It is the content of Jiva is Chaitanyam only. Therefore, Abhinashi Swarupa Anubhava Rupa Yasya Saha Prajnaha. Prajnaha eva Prajnaha. That is Tadita word Prajnaha. Etan Namakaha, the Jiva gets a name Prajnaha. In the Sushupti Avastha is one with Brahma. All the time is one with Brahma. But in the Sushupti Avastha, since there is no Upadhi, there is no thoughts, there is no association with the Anatma Upadhi. Ignorance is there, that is fine. But that he enjoys that the state of happiness, that is Brahma, which is inexplicable. That happiness also is able to recollect only the happiness. It means one with Brahma, Brahmananda. So therefore it is Prajnaha. Ajnanam is that is different. But is one with the Brahma Chaitanyam in the Sushupti Avastha. Therefore, Avinashi Swarupa, yes, that Anubhava Rupa, he says that it is that he recalls in that Anubhava Rupa, that it as though it is Anubhavam, he recalls only in the waking state. That Ananda, that he experiences in the Sushupti Avastha, that also categorically we can say what is Ananda is. That is, you are with yourself. That is Ananda. That is only Brahma is there. But it is not completely that Jnanam is there because Avidya is there, therefore that is not completely that also. But is one with the Brahma. That the Swarupa Anubhava Rupa, Anubhavam is there. Anubhavam is the word that use it carefully. It is not the Brahma is available for your experience because it is you. But you recall that experience in Sushupti Avastha. So that's why it's called Prajnaha. Prajnaha, the word because is Brahma. Prajnaha eva Prajnaha, that is why that Chaitanyam, Prajnaha is a name given for the Brahma Chaitanyam. It is not the name for Avidya Upad. Brahma Chaitanyam, how can be Ajnaha? It is always Prajnaha, Janat, Sarvam Janat. That as though limited by the Avidya Upad. So that Prajnaha eva Prajnaha, Tannamakaha Jivaha. Tannamakaha Jivaha. As though limited by the Veshti Upadi, this Brahma Chaitanyam, as though limited. It is not really limited. How can Chaitanyam be limited? That limitation is brought in by Avidya. That is Ajnana. His Swarupa is Brahma. And Brahma is Prajnaha. Therefore, Prajnaha, the name given to the Brahma Chaitanyam, which manifests through the Vidya Upadhi Karna Sharira. So Prajnaha, that is a name for the Jiva. So Jiva gets the name Prajnaha iti. Prajnaha Syat. So Prajna is the name of Brahma Chaitanyam manifesting through the Avidya Upadhi, that is Karana Shariram iti. The next shloka we will read. Tamah Pradhana Prakrutehe
Tamah Pradhana Prakrutehe
Tadbhogayeshwarajnaya
Tadbhogayeshwarajnaya
Viyat Pavanate Jom Bhuvo.
Yad
Read one line it is. You cannot split. Viyat Pavanate Jom Bhuvo Bhutani Jagnire.
Viyad Pavanate Jombo Bhutani Jagnire.
Viyat Tamah Pradhana. So we have seen Sapta Pradhana Prakriti, then Rajaf Pradhana Prakriti, then Tamah Pradhana Prakriti, which is this Jagat. Tama means that which is inertia, dull. This Prithvi, this Jagat, which is Tamas Pradhana. That's called this. We have seen in Tattvabodha, the compounding, grossification. Stula bhutas come into being. Bhutika, prapancha. From what? Sukshma bhutas. Sukshma bhutani. From that, bhutikani. And that is Tamas Pradhana. So, Sukshma Shariram, Stula Shariram introduced. Now, these two Sharirams are born. Now, this Bhutani, now here in this says Bhutani. So, Jiva is there, Ishvara is there. Jiva is born and Ishvara is there. Ishvara is also born. Now, what is required? Jagat. We have to talk about Jagat. This Triputi Beda is a Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. This concerns every Darshanika. Based on the appreciation of the differences or oneness only, there are different darshanams. So therefore, we have to talk about the three things, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Not only that, after discussing the nature of these three, then we have to talk about Bandha Moksha Sadhana. That only completes the darshanam. So now the three things are the Swarupam I talked about. Jiva Swarupam, Ishvara Swarupam. Then now Jagat. What is Jagat? So Jagat, which is made of Bhutani. Jagat is made of this the Bhut. Jagat is made of this Bhutikani. So Bhutani Jagire. Bhutani were born. Jagire is lit lakara. Jagire. Jagye Jagyate Jagire. From the dhatu Jan dhatu. Janayati. Jayate. It is Jayate, not Janayati. Janayati is the causative or 10th gana. Jan dhatu Jayate. It is Atmanipadi dhatu, Divadigana dhatu, Jayate, Mriyate, Va, Kadachit, that Jayate. Jan dhatu becomes Jayate. So from that Jan dhatu only, this Litlakara form Jagire, Prathama Purusha, Bhagavachanam. Were born, remote, it is Litlakara, remote past. Bhutani, Bhagavachanam, Bhutam, Bhute, Bhutani, Bhutani Jagire. Jagne, Jagnate, Jagire. So Bhutani Jagire, elements were born. Elements were born. What are those elements? Viyat Pavanate Jombu Bhuvaha. Viyat Pavanate Jombu Bhuvaha. Viyat is Akasha. Pavana, Vayu. Then Tejaha, Agnihi. Ambu, water. Teja plus Tejas. It is Tejas plus Ambu, Tejo Ambu. Then Bhuvaha, Prithvi. So Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Ambu is Jala, and Prithvi. Half of Prithvi. These are the Panchabhutani. Panchabhutani Jagire. These are this Viyat Pavanate Jom Bhu Bhuvaha. That is Bhu Bhuvaha. That is Dvandva Samasa. Viyat Cha Pavana. Viyat is this Akasha. Viyat. So Viyat Cha Pavanaha Cha Tejaha Cha Ambuhu Cha Bhusha. Bhu is Prithvi. Not Budhatu. Bhu is Prithvi. Bhu Bhuvaha. So Itaredra Dvandva Samasa. And Bhagavachanam Viyat Pavanate Jombu Bhuvaha and Bhutani were born, elements were born. So Bhutani is, you can take it as Bhautikani. These 5 elements, this Panchabhutani we can take. From the Panchabhutani, everything is born from these 5 elements only. So elements were born. How these elements were born? They are born from Tamas Pradhana Prakriti. All of them are inert. that the inert subtle elements were born. Since inert subtle elements, they cannot born from Sattva Pradhana Prakriti or Raja Pradhana Prakriti. It is from Tama Pradhana Prakriti. And this from these elements, only Pancha Bhautikas, and from that only this whole Jagat. All these are in successive stages. It is just come. Therefore, Jagat, which is made up of these 5 elements, and that is from Namah Pradhana Prakriti. So, Jiva, Ishvara, Jagat. Jiva is Rajas Pradhana. Ishvara is Sattva Pradhana. And Jagat is Tamah Pradhana. So, the Prakriti alone accounts for all the differences. That in the Guna, the difference in the Guna. How these elements were born? There was some disturbance in this equilibrium. In the beginning, Prakriti, the Gunas were in a state of equilibrium. When it is in a state of equilibrium, then there is no change in the Prakriti. This idea we have taken from Sankhya Darshana. When there is a disturbance, how the disturbance causes, it may have the disturbance is caused by the karma of the Jiva Sola. That causes the disturbances. How the karma alone we cannot ask, because it's all Anadi. When Jiva came into being, you cannot ask Anadi. So there is disturbance in the equilibrium state of this Guna. Therefore, Sattva Pradhana Prakriti is born, Rajat Pradhana Prakriti is born, Tama Pradhana Prakriti is born. When the Prakriti is disturbed, these are born. Unless the Prakriti is disturbed, the proportion of the Guna cannot undergo change. Therefore, there will not be Jiva, there will not be Ishvara. So, therefore, how did the disturbance happen? How did it happen? Because of the karma of Jiva, I said that is fine. But karma is Jadam. Jadam alone cannot bring about a change, cannot disturb the state of equilibrium. Then what brings this change, the disturbances? Ishvara Ajnaya. Ishvara Ajnaya Jagire. The Ajna, the command, the order of Ishvara. It is a sankalpa of Ishvara that brought about the change in the state of the Prakriti, and therefore these are born. Different Prakritis, and from the Tama Pradhana Prakriti, in successive stages, this Jagat is born. Therefore, it is Ishvara Sankalpa. How can Ishvara have his own Sankalpa? Is it his whims and fancies? He created this Jagat and puts people in different places, different people in different places. What basis? All these are based on the karma of the jivas. Jiva Bhogaya for the karma pala Bhogaya of the jivas, for the Bhogaya, for the Anubhava, for experiencing of what? For experiencing their own karma. That becomes a sankalpa of Ishvara. So Ishvara sankalpa is nothing but that Ishvara sankalpa is for the sake of jivasya bhogaya. Jiva bhogaya, tat bhogaya. Tama pradhana prakrutehe tat bhogaya. For the anubhava, for the experiencing the karma pala of the jivas, Ishvara, that becomes the sankalpa of Ishvara. Ishvara ajnaya jagire. It is born. So, how can the karma pala be experienced? Jiva as prajna cannot experience. It requires some medium, some instrument, some upadhi, some place. And that is not possible only in prajnaha. In avidya avastha, in karana shariram, that is not possible. Therefore, since Jiva requires a place and he needs karanam, he needs objects, all the karakas are required. All these karakas are required to exhaust his karma. And while exhausting, he also accumulates karma. That is a different thing. Therefore, only other sharirams also come into being. So, therefore, it's all Ishvara Ajnaya. And Ishvara Ajna, when we say, that is Sankalpa, when we say, Ishvara Sankalpa is based on Jiva's desire to exhaust karma. Jiva desires to exhaust karma. Jiva has to exhaust karma, whether he desires or not. He has to exhaust karma. Jiva Bhogaya, Ishvara Ajnaya, Bhutani Jagire, Tad Bhogaya. Tadbogaya, it is what Tadbogaya? Tadbogaya refer to Prajnasya Bogaya, Prajna referring to Jiva, Jivasya Boga. Tat Tamapradana Prakrutehe Prajnaha. The Tamapradana Prakriti, Tamoguna Pradana Bhutayaga, Vidyayaga, this Prajnaha, this Prajna Bogaya, Jiva Bogaya, Ishvara Ajnaya, this Bhutani, these elements, Panchabhutani, from that Panchabhutikani, this Jagat made of Panchabhutikani is Jagire, it is born. And as I told, this karma, when it started, Jiva karma, we cannot ask because it is Anadi Kala. So therefore, Ishvara doesn't have any Ragadvesha. So his Sankalpa is based on, not based on Ragadvesha. His Sankalpa is based on the karma of the Jiva. Karma produces Karma Pala. Karma definitely produces Karma Pala, and therefore, Jiva, the Ishvara, he ordains the karma which are sought by the Jiva. So therefore, the Tamapradana Prakriti is it comes to being, that is. So therefore, this Prakriti, the Prakriti is this Prakriti, this Tamapradana Prakriti, the Avidya, that will end, that will stop for the Jiva only when it comes to the Shastram. Shastra means when he gains Jnanam. Till then, this will continue. So Jnanam is the only means for stopping this karma cycle. So therefore, by Adhyatma Jnanam alone, this Prakriti, this Avidya can come to the end. Therefore, to get out of the Prakriti, that is called a moksha. Moksha is what? Moksha is freedom from this Prakriti. So therefore, only here the author talks about Avidya Karyam. Avidya is Yamoghaika Nibandhanam. I don't see myself as Ananda Swarupa because of Avidya. Therefore, only the author presents the Avidya, which deludes the Jiva, and therefore he introduces the topic Prakriti. And in Prakriti, Tamaguna is dominant. It is Jada Prakriti. And there are three types: Sattva Prakriti, Rajas Prakriti. Here also Jadam only. But in the Jagat, it is Jada. The Jagat, it is Tamas is Pradhanan, therefore Jada Prakriti. The difference between Sattva Pradhana Prakriti and Raja Pradhana Prakriti is its ability to manifest the consciousness, the shining capacity. In Tama Pradhana Prakriti, that is in this the Jagat, that is not there. It is because it is Jadam. That becomes the Upadana Karanam for the Jagat. That is why this Tama Pradhana Prakriti is Upadana Karanam. It becomes Upadana Karanam for the Jagat. Who is the Nimitta Karanam? That is Ishvara. Ishvara creates this Jagat in keeping with the Karma Pala of the Jiva, and Ishvara is a creator, and the material for that it is Tamah Pradhana Prakriti. We need Jadam. You need Jada. Jada Vastus are required. They are required for the experiencing the karma for the jivas, and that becomes the Upadana Karana. So Jagat, which has got two Karanam, one is Nimitta Karanam, that is Ishvara, and Upadana Karanam is the Tama Pradhana Prakriti. That is why we say Upadana Karanam. All these are connected. You can connect Mundaka Upanishad, that's it, all this. So therefore, Tama Pradhana Prakriti. Therefore, nothing happens by chance in the creation. Everything has got a purpose. Everything has got a reason. It all happens with Ishvara Ajnaya. Karturajnaya. Kartuhu Ajnaya. And Upanishasara Ramana Maharshi says, Karma Kim Param Karma Tajjadam. Karturajnaya Prapyate Palam Karma Kim Param Karma Tajjadam. Karma is Jadam. The karma is ordained by the Ishvara, Karturajnaya. The same word Ajna is used here by the author. And that is, Kartu means it is not the limited sense doer, it is Ishvara. So, karma being that it is Jadam, and that has to be ordained by the intelligent being, that is Ishvara. Therefore, it is that in the creation, nothing happens by chance at all. The intervention of the intelligent Shakti, the power is there. Conscious being is required. That is Ishvara. Therefore, Ishvara Ajnaya, Ishvara Sankalpena, Sankalpa of Ishvara also is based on that Niyati. The Niyati is karma of Jiva. Jivanam Bhogaya, Panchabhutanam Jagire. So, therefore, Pragatehe, this Bhutani Jagire, Jadam Jagire. From this Bhuta only, Bhautikas, elementals were born. From elements, elementals. So Bhautika, Srishti, this from Bhautikani, from Bhautika, this Srishti, this Jagat, Jagire, iti. So therefore, from Bhuta Srishti to Bhautika Srishti. First is Bhuta Srishti, that is from Tamah Pradhana Prakriti, and from the Bhuta, Bhautika. From Bhautika, this Jagat, that is the place of experience of Karma Pala for the Jivas, ordained by Ishvara iti. Okay, then we will read the Bhashyam quickly and then stop. Krama praptam sukshma shariram tat upadikam jivam yutpadayitum tat karana akashadi srishtam aha. So, in order, the author presents Krama praptam sukshma shariram and tat upadikam jivam, that is upadikam jivam yutpadayitum. Sukshma shariram talked about whether that is before Rajah Pradhana. Then here, after that, tat upadikam jivam, sukshma sharira upadikam jivam yutpadayitam tat karana akashadi srishtim aga. That srishti is talked about here. Tamapradhana iti. Tamapradhana iti akashadi srishtim aga. Tat bhogaya is tesham prajnanam bhogaya, jivanam bhogaya. Sukha dukkha sakshatkara siddhaye, for the experiencing of sukha dukkha. Tamah pradhana prakrutehe, tamoguna pradhanayaga prakrutehe. Tamah pradhana prakrutehe means tamoguna pradhanayaga prakrutehe. It's giving the samasa. Tamah pradhana prakriti, tamoguna pradhanayaga prakritihi. Tasyaha tehe, prakrutehe. Purvoktayaha upadana karanabhutayaha, that is upadana karanabhuta told before. Sakashadi, akashadi, saka, akasha, etc. Saka, akashadi, sorry, not Kshamita, it is not saka, sakashad, not sakashad. I thought akasha. Sakashad. Ishvara Ajnaya, Ishanadi Shakti Yuktaya. Ishanadi, Ish means to rule. Ishanadi Shakti Yuktasya Ishvarasya Sakashat, by the command of Sakashat, in the presence of Ishvara. That is, presence of Ishvara itself is a command. Things will happen. So Yuktasya Jagat Adhishtatuhu. That is Ishvara, who is Jagat Adhishtatuhu, who is Adhishtanam of this Jagat, Ajnaya, Ishvara Ajnaya. Iksha Purvaka Sarjana, Iksha Purvaka Sarjana, Icha Rupaya. Iksha Purvaka Sarjana, Icha Rupaya means Sankalpa. Nimitta Karana Bhutaya, that is Sankalpa. Sankalpa of Ishvara is the Nimitta Karanam. And this Tamapradhana Prakriti is Upadana Karana. Therefore, Vyadhadi Prithivi Antani Panchabhutani Jagire Pradurbhutaha. Jagire is equal to Pradurbhutaha. They all born. Pradurbhutaha, Avirbhutaha, Utpannani Ityartaha. They are all produced. So, Jagat Adhishtatahu Ishvarasya Ajnaya Panchabhutani Jagire Pradurbhutaha Utpannani iti. We'll stop here. The next shloka, the author will present the sequence. Then Satvamshaihi, that we will see. So Bhuta Srishti, then Bhautika Srishti, Jagat Srishti. Then we'll talk about the Srishti. That will be nice. We'll see that. So next week onwards, we will have every week class. Stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद शालिनी.
धन्यवाद.